Edoofa is not just a program, so it's more like a family.
With Edoofa, if there was always someone who was going to be a constant shadow, a constant guide, a constant mentor in my life.
At Edoofa, our belief has always been that higher education is truly meaningful when there are outcomes. By outcomes, I mean jobs, I mean professions, I mean businesses.
I was exiting Zimbabwe for the first time, not just Zimbabwe, but my whole continent. So it was a bit hectic. All of those questions were in my head, like, what am I going to do when I get there? Who am I going to live with? How am I going to manage my monies? How am I going to open a bank account? What am I going to eat on my first night?
I would like to say my mother was worried. Like, she was the most worried out of everyone. The counseling session that we had, my mom was constantly asking questions. How will he do this? How is he going to handle this situation, this scenario, this? We asked a lot of questions. So then they were satisfied.
But then again, there was Edoofa. They helped me a lot when it comes to my stay in India. They helped me look for the accommodation, like all the paperwork and everything. They just made everything easier. So when I had problems, they always had like Mr. Red Vic always on the call, ready to be like, okay, what's the problem? What do you need help with?
The mentor asked us constantly how we're doing, how we're coping, how's the current situation. So it was sort of like heartwarming knowing that someone actually cares and is near and I can actually tell him everything. I still remember it was orientation. They came to our orientation where they, Edoofa rounded us up and put us in a room, all the dolphins of the batch 2024. They wanted us to like draw out our inner selves, like what home felt like. So a few of us were, put in the front, and we asked to dance. We first learned an Indian dance, then we went back to an African dance. So at that moment, it kind of reminded me of home. The things we used to do, the laughter, the moments. It was something I could actually cope with.
Anything that we do at Edoofa, we always place the student at the center of our focus. See, we are essentially asking them to travel sometimes outside of their villages for the first time, let alone countries and continent. A lot of these students leave their families behind into a virtually a new world. So we undertake the role of being their guardians, their elder brothers and sisters when they transition and build a new career here in India. See, education, of course, that's the major part, but we realize that students, for them to be able to excel in education, they have to feel at home. A lot of our focus has been in trying to create an environment where the students feel homely, they feel like they belong to a community. And that has really resulted in students feeling more excited and more participative in all the opportunities that we offer to them.
My mentors were always giving me this advice. If you want your pies, do this, do this, do this and that. I think I'm their favorite, to say the least. But then like in terms of the academics, like they really gave me that push that I really wanted. When outside academics, like they really helped me a lot, from even the extracurricular activities and all of those things. And they even offered us this thing of being a student leader, and I was elected to be the DSW student leader. So Edoofa is just giving me a sense of responsibility and a sense of self-thought, self-introspect, and make me think about my goals and views in life. And so it has really helped me in terms of the academics and everything else outside, because of the amount of competence and the support that they've given me. So yeah, they really made me feel like I'm part of India, to say the least.
So one of the pivotal roles in my life is when I was appointed as one of the leaders of the social welfare club at Edoofa. This club was, meant for us to interact, to engage, to build, our confidence, our skills and stuff like that. It was the rush that kept us going, to keep on advancing, to actually be able to build something that would draw our mind to a certain place that would allow us as students to be proud of what we were doing. This leadership role, it sparked something in me. That much I know. I remember after getting that leadership role, I went to an innovation exchange event where we discussed questions. and became first runner-up. I wasn't also expecting it, but because of what Edoofa, this leadership role, it gave me a chance to shine, a chance to express myself. It also allowed me to discover one of my talents, which was talking. I like talking. That's who I am.
Another particular moment when Edoofa encouraged me to step out of my comfort zone was, well, this particular moment, I'm hosting like SliceCon 2.0 with 2,000 plus students. Normally something most people would get giddy about and just be jumping, but then my mentor was like, Yami, this is your chance to show just how confident you are. An event of such magnitude, 2,000 plus students, and big people like Mr. Angat Singh, Mr. Vivek, Mr. Tosian. It's such an event with such big people who are going to be gracing us with their presence, members of parliaments and CEOs of big educational companies and consultancies and everything. Edoofa really helped me like step out of my comfort zone. Like, you don't usually get opportunities like this, but you see this is big. So like in terms of confidence, like this experience have helped me like a lot. Now to say that even if the president were to come and be like, Yamikani, I need you to hold a worldwide seminar, trust me, I think I can at this point now.
SliceCon, which is the symposium of leaders, innovators, and creators with Edoofa. It is a confluence of both knowledge sessions, learning opportunities, as well as networking and job and work opportunities. The endeavor at SliceCon is to be able to provide opportunities for these students to have ideas. If you bring these kids in front of employers, in front of business leaders, in front of creators, those that have created businesses of $30 million, $50 million, and created thousands of jobs. So the interactions with these industry leaders, business builders can provide a lot of insights into how these students can prepare while they are in college for the life that is ahead of them when they graduate out of colleges.
All of you have come for a particular aspect in your mind, which is career, not for that piece of degree. And that's how all our efforts have been put in that direction, where we make our students employable. I know we've not been able to do enough for our international students, but unfortunately within India there are government rules which does not allow us to work so openly. There are some work permits issues, there are challenges, but now we are working with Edoofa to see that we create the opportunities just not for our national students, but all our international students.
I really feel that this initiative by Edoofa is very important for our students. It makes us feel that India is part of us and we are part of India. So definitely, as I also pointed out in my remarks, that as government to government, we are also actually now coming up with MOUs and so on to make sure that what students are learning actually contributes to the economy in Zimbabwe.
What SliceCon has definitely given me is the idea that how many international students are available in the country during the tenure of their education. And if we can actually start working with them here, that can be the sure shot way for globalization. This is something that I'm going to advise a lot of other entrepreneurs as well. I've already made that note, sent it to my team, that you should look at these international students, train them. Maybe they continue working with you, bringing the flavor of diversity and language to your teams here, or they go back to their own countries and expand your business there.
I had a great experience at Edoofa today, and I was fascinated to see that we had students from so many countries who have come here to study. I have shared a lot in my talk inside, and I would love to come back and coach students myself so that they can prosper in their lives. And we would want to see some of these students become big content creators from this whole program.
I believe it's an incredible job which Edoofa is doing, because some of these students have not many resources, and if some intermediaries coming and helping students along with university, right, they are bridging this gap. I believe that will definitely help them in their career. It will definitely help them prosper their community itself, right? Because once they go have higher education, their kids will have better lives and they will then pass it on to their communities also. So Edoofa is playing a very critical role here.
The fact that they don't concentrate on you getting your degree. They concentrate on giving you the necessary skills to use that degree. Because getting a degree is one thing, but actually getting a job after you have the degree or having the skills to get a job with that degree is a whole different thing. Because companies don't look for your degree, they look for someone who can work. They look for someone who can manage things. I definitely think that when I go to a company and I have all these skills that I've gained, all these skills in public speaking, and these skills in like negotiation, these skills in like anchoring and everything, is going to help me even in future to get like that job that I want. So their focus on employability is particularly something I think really helped me.
I usually do a rundown of where I was 5 to 10 months ago, let's say a year. And I saw that the change that had happened in the specific time that Edoofa, introduced themselves into my life. I didn't have a social media account. I didn't have a LinkedIn account. So they actually told me the importance of these things. The skills that I had to acquire to actually get engaged with the people. I also got the opportunity to engage with other leaders where I could actually understand, communicate, express my point of view, which was unforgettable.
Now that I'm here in India, I expect to make sure that I get my degree. I expect to make sure I get that job. I expect to make a lot of money, and I expect to go back to Zimbabwe, and I expect to create real social change. I think that it doesn't just take the government to fix those social problems. It takes each individual. I think that me coming here to India, me learning all of these things that I'm learning, me getting that degree, me being able to get that job is something that's going to make me go back to my country, go back to Zimbabwe and create social change, political change, economic change for everyone in Bulawayo, in the whole of Zimbabwe.
As I'm doing currently the cybersecurity, I'm actually aiming to, improve the security in my country and in the world. I wish to make an impact, to leave a mark on the road that no, this was done by Vincent. This was something he achieved. To those who might actually want to get in touch, who have a dream, who are actually sitting in their room just toggled into their blankets, this is your life. Life is short. And if you assume that, I will do it tomorrow, tomorrow is always going to be tomorrow. So, just take the step, that one step that is required for everything to be in motion. It's something that you just have to take the risk for. Life is full of risk. And if you try living it in the safe zone, nothing is going to happen.
I have my mentor, Miss Anania. She teaches me everything and she's nice to me. She's like my mother.
Edoofa is turning my dreams into a reality.
With Edoofa, I found friends who are like family.
Edoofa is home, away from home.
Far from home, but never alone because of Edoofa.
With Edoofa, I truly feel I belong here.
Edoofa gave me courage to grow.
Edoofa is family.
With Edoofa, I feel ready to take on the world.
Edoofa is legendary.
With Edoofa, I feel ready to take on the world.
Edoofa is the best.
Shout out to Edoofa. I love you so much and I'm a proud Edoofan.
We are proud.